there's an unspoken truth that we're all taught to believe, that everything goes up. We're told that GDP, the stock market, real estate, and wages will always have a long-term positive trend, thanks to technology and economies of scale that let us produce more. At the core of economics lies three essential questions: what to produce, how to produce it, and who gets those goods and services. And no matter what economic system is used, scarcity prevents anyone from getting everything they want. Scarcity shapes how we meet our unlimited wants with limited resources, including land, space, and time. Market solutions exist, but they rarely address the moral questions behind them. We only have 24 hours a day to work, consume, and live. We can buy only what we have space for, time to use, and what serves our social status. The everlasting growth of our economy is dependent on us filling our lives with more. The prevailing belief is that as production rises, demand must also rise. But is there a point, whether in our lifetime, the next generation, or centuries from now, where that theory will no longer hold? What if everything just stopped? Most think if the economy halted, chaos would follow. But what if it's the opposite? What if growth itself fuels chaos? It's time to recognize that GDP, the go-to measure of economic growth, is flawed and artificially inflated. Instead of measuring success by how much money you make or how many things you own, we should measure progress by physical and mental well-being. Let's examine the consequences of an economy that doesn't let us save, fix, or breathe. Welcome to Goddamn Progress. In the years following World War II, manufacturers adopted a strategy to intentionally shorten the lifespan of products. American industrial designer Brooks Stevens coined the term planned obsolescence, introducing the idea that products should be designed to become outdated, encouraging consumers to replace them regularly, and thus fueling a constant cycle of consumption. Stevens described this approach as essential to the economy, saying, "We make good products, we induce people to buy them, and then next year we deliberately introduce something that will make those products old-fashioned, out-of-date, obsolete. It isn't organized waste. It's a sound contribution to the American economy." He believed that satisfying consumers' desire for something new and different was beneficial, even if it meant prompting them to buy items a little sooner than necessary. The economic shift of the post-war era encouraged Americans to adopt market patriotism, a term used by economist Robert Reich. In a Washington Post article, Reich argued that consumerism had become a civic duty, a way for citizens to support economic growth and maintain the country's prosperity. This perspective was reinforced by leaders like President George W. Bush, who urged Americans to continue buying and investing to show participation and confidence in the American economy. At its core, planned obsolescence has a dual purpose for manufacturers. First, it creates a dependable flow of revenue as consumers are forced to replace items sooner than they might naturally need to. Second, it drives technological and stylistic changes that keep consumers continuously wanting the latest model. There was a time when products were built to last, refrigerators that held up 20 years, and heirlooms that were carried down through generations. But as planned obsolescence became the norm, product quality diminished, leading to today's throwaway culture. Phones are replaced every 2 years, fast fashion garments are designed to be tossed aside, and cheaply made goods encourage disposability over durability. This cycle has been reinforced by aggressive advertising, shortened product life cycles, and a cultural obsession with novelty, pushing economic growth forward. But at what cost? Many think of the environmental toll, overflowing landfills, pollution, and a rapid depletion of resources. But beyond these physical consequences lies a subtler, more unsettling human impact. Our throwaway culture teaches us that everything can be replaced, from smartphones to friendships. This mindset seeps into our approach for relationships, subtly encouraging us to treat people as disposable when things get hard. When every product we own is designed to be quickly discarded, the same tendency can be infiltrated in how we value others. Conflicts or complexities in relationships can feel like inconveniences, much like a phone with a cracked screen or last season's fashion. This mentality erodes long-term commitment, patience, and the willingness to invest in something or someone for the long haul. Friendships become transactional, family ties fray, and romantic relationships are more easily abandoned in favor of something new. In a world where everything, including relationships, are treated as replaceable, how do we ultimately value things and people? These are the real hidden cost, all in the name of goddamn progress. In the past, people built their own homes, mended clothing, hunted, and farmed. Tasks were divided within families, creating a self-sufficient and interdependent structure. Today, however, the pursuit of productivity has led to hyper-specialization, where individuals are proficient in one area but utterly hopeless in others. Obscure jobs filled with industry-specific jargon make it harder for people to relate to one another or seek help outside their expertise. This isolation extends beyond the workplace. Hyper-specialization now shapes our daily lives, leaving us less equipped to navigate a world of increasingly complex products and systems. Once, families passed down practical knowledge: how to fix a car, patch a roof, or repair a clock. These skills created a sense of connection to one's belongings and pride in maintaining them. Modern technology has outpaced our ability to repair or even understand our possessions. Car electronics are so advanced that even opening the hood feels futile. Home maintenance has shifted from DIY to a growing dependence on handymen.
See this? See this? The oven door isn't working. It's falling off the hinges. So what do? Shelly?
I don't know.
It's very simple. You gotta make the hinges tighter so the oven door is more secure. So what you do is, you take out your phone and you call the handyman.
This shift drives demand, boosting the economy but eroding our self-reliance. When we could repair what we owned, we understood its workings, respected its value, and felt empowered by our ability to maintain it. Without that connection, our relationship with what we own becomes shallow. We have no attachment or pride in our things. Endless economic growth relies on dependencies and repairs, but this mindset doesn't stop at products. It extends to our health and well-being. Promoting cures is far more profitable than preventing problems. Instead of prioritizing access to healthy foods or safe parks, companies sell us diet plans, expensive gym equipment, and cosmetic surgeries. Why focus on boosting a child's self-esteem when they can use makeup, spandex, and social media? Why focus on building relationships when you can buy drugs, therapists, and entertainment to cope with loneliness? Our health is a huge marketplace filled with get-fix-quick schemes designed to enforce the cycle rather than solve the root issue. In the past, fixing something meant a way to take control. Today, that sense of agency has been replaced by specialists, corporations, and systems that profit from our vulnerabilities. This loss of self-reliance isn't just a personal cost, it's a societal one. We are losing the skills and mindset needed to thrive independently, trading them for convenience and consumption. Hyper-specialization promised progress, but it has left us less capable, less connected, and less human. Without the ability to fix what's broken, whether objects, systems, or ourselves, we remain trapped in this economic cycle. Efficiency and productivity are no longer just measures of success. They've become the foundation of modern life. The economy doesn't just thrive on speed, it demands it. This relentless pace has seeped into every corner of our lives, shaping not only how we work, but how we live, connect, and even perceive ourselves. But what happens when there's no time left to breathe? Work has always held a sacred place in American society. Centuries ago, the Protestant work ethic linked productivity to morality. Hard work wasn't just practical, it was virtuous. Today, while we've stripped away the religious framing, the belief remains the same. Your work is your worth. Whether it's the entrepreneur who sleeps 4 hours a night or the hourly worker juggling 2 jobs to make ends meet, society celebrates those who never stop. Technology was supposed to liberate us, but instead it has blurred the lines between work and rest. Constant connectivity, emails, notifications, remote access means we're always on call. Rather than creating free time, it has filled every moment with tasks and demands, leaving no room for rest or reflection. Mothers face the hard decision of staying home with their children or entering the workforce. Each choice comes with a cost: financial dependence on one hand, or the guilt of outsourcing care on the other. As more women enter the workforce, the demand for paid housework, nannies, cleaners, meal services has soared. This paid labor that was once unpaid housework boosts the economy, but masks the burdens families bear. And it's not just work that fills our days, it's the race to become work ready. Preparing to work through endless education, training, or networking has become its own industry. Even leisure has been overtaken. Hobbies are monetized, fitness becomes a productivity hack, and downtime morphs into side hustles. The pressure to always be improving has made rest a rarity and reflection an afterthought. Shadow work, those unpaid tasks like pumping gas, scanning groceries, or booking travel, has further eroded our time. These tasks may seem small, but they add up, quietly stealing time we once had for ourselves. Moreover, these activities once required human contact and cooperation, but now kiosks and online shopping sever the community they once fostered. The consequences of this relentless busyness are profound. Chronic stress defines modern life, fueling burnout, anxiety, and health problems. With less time for meaningful relationships, community engagement, or personal growth, we are left feeling more disconnected and unfulfilled. For example, quality time has replaced quantity, a coping mechanism for parents with no time to spare. Society frames this struggle as a personal failing. You need better time management. The solutions offered, productivity apps, therapy, self-help books, are consumer products that feed the same system driving the problem. The myth of hustle culture tells us working harder and faster is the key to success, but this endless rush serves only those who profit from our exhaustion. We are running out of time, not because there isn't enough of it, but because our lives are consumed by demands that never let up. Faster shipping, 24/7 service industries, and the expectation of instant gratification are not signs of progress. They are evidence of a system that values production over people. What happens when we can no longer keep up? When life becomes a race with no finish line, what are we really chasing? Our pursuit of progress has cost our health, our relationships, and our humanity. The systems driving our exhaustion promise freedom and prosperity, but instead leave us isolated, burnt out, and running on empty. It's time to ask ourselves the hard questions. Who benefits from this constant hustle? And what would it mean to reclaim our time not as a commodity, but as part of being truly alive? Progress isn't about how fast we can move or how much we can produce. True progress would allow us to slow down, reconnect, and breathe. The question isn't about whether we should keep going, it's whether we should.